Happy Monday, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. So, over the weekend, I got the chance to watch the documentary of the murder of Gabby Petito from Netflix. And I have to say, Netflix did a really great job of putting this series together. It's only a three-part series, and they did a wonderful job of putting it together. And, Gabby's family seemed like very good people, very united, and wanted justice for their daughter. And I heard about this case, this story back in 2021. I heard about it, but I didn't go full depth, deep into it, pardon me, into it, but I knew that there was a missing girl that went on a road trip with her boyfriend, and there was some altercation, some domestic violence, and she went missing. The boyfriend slash fiance went back to Florida at his parents' house, and he did not wanted to answer any questions. Neither did the parents. The laundries, which was very really bizarre and weird, that they didn't want to cooperate with the authorities and answer any questions of Gabby's whereabouts. And I thought that was very suspicious and very weird among other people. And I have to say, watching this documentary, Gabby, and I don't know her, obviously, but this young 22-year-old young woman had her whole life ahead of her, had so much potential, so much talent, and such a good-hearted person. And she saw the good towards everyone, including, her fiance, Brian Laundry, excuse me, saw the good in him, even though, there was a dark side to this man, very possessive, very controlling, very manipulator person, and gaslighting her. But, when you're young in love, you don't see that. You just see this person that you love and you care about, and you just want to fix that person. Us women, we're such a nurturer, and then we just always want to fix and protect someone that we love and trying to, like, nurture them. And sometimes when someone's broken or someone has issues or baggage, we're not capable, we're not equipped to fix the baggage that they have. They have to fix it with them themselves, or find someone to help them, like a therapist or whoever that can help them, the trauma and whatever issues that they had in their life. And it seemed like Gabby wanted to do that. She saw the good in Brian, even though he was mistreating her and talking to her certain type of way and just really manipulating her. And I think, later on she started to realize that, and her friends, was pointing out, some things about him that was really off. And he seemed like he was really off, even though everyone said he was very quiet and he was polite and he was um not present, but what's the word? I just lost my train of thought. That he was very polite, he was very pleasant. That's what. But there was something off about him. Like there was like a little dark side of him that no one didn't know. And then when you see the videos, when I saw the videos of those two, very loving and very cute young couple, that they had the whole life ahead of them, and they were going on a road trip. She wanted to start a blog and her YouTube channel, and it seemed very, romantic, that young couples can do, like go on a road trip and then just experience life and see different states and in the world and everything. But when things happen in closed doors, we don't know. And obviously there was a lot of things that was going on in Gabby's life and Brian that people didn't even know about, not even her own parents. And some of her friends didn't know either until things came out with the footage of the police officer, his cam footage, when he was asking Gabby questions, what happened and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, this girl, she's in distraught. She's crying. She's having anxiety. She's telling the police officers that she was, having a bad day with her boyfriend this whole morning. And they made it seem like she was the aggressor, when there was eyewitness saying that he slapped her, and you can see the marks and the redness on her face that she got slapped. And what she did, she just defended herself and then scratched him and told him to, like, leave me alone. You know, she was defending herself, but they made it seem like she was the aggressor. And there was witness saying that the man slapped her, you know, because he locked her out. She even said that she's OCD. She had things she wanted to do. She had things that she wanted to get a certain way. And, something probably escalated. There was an argument, and I guess Brian blew up and he slapped her, and he shouldn't have done that. I have zero tolerance for violence, for a man putting a hand on a woman, or vice versa, a woman putting their hands on a man. But he's the one who slapped her. He's the one who got physical with her. And I just feel like when the police officers not interview but questioned Gabby, I just feel like they made it seem like she was the one who antagonized him, when it was the other way around. When they should have been questioning him and antagonizing him, because he was the aggressor, even though he had marks on his face, but he's the one who hit her first, not the other way around. So I didn't like what the police officer did and made her feel. And on top of that, they gave him they put him up in a hotel. Like, really? You put him up in a hotel, someone who assaulted a young woman, but you had her go to the van and have her take off and let her be alone. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I feel like the police officers was wrong. They didn't do enough, I would say, wellness, and they just let it go, which it was just, really messed up on the police officers' parts, in my opinion. I think that was totally wrong. It was totally distasteful. And then when I saw the footage, I'm like, oh my gosh, how disgusting! How disgusting is that? But so when they found out that she was missing, and Brian went back to his parents' house, and the police officer came, the parents called. Gabby's parents called and said, have you heard from my daughter? Blah blah blah. They didn't say anything. They just kept quiet. They said, well, you can't. I don't want to talk to you. You have to talk to my attorney. I don't like, when I watch the documentary, I'm like, what? An attorney? Why are you getting an attorney? To me, you look guilty. You look like you know something. You don't want to say anything. And this is my opinion and my thoughts. And watching this documentary, I believe the parents knew. Okay, I believe Brian's parents knew what happened to Gabby. I believe that Brian freaked out what he did, which he murdered her. He strangled her, strangulation. Okay, and a blow trauma to the head, and he freaked out. He went home and he told his parents. He called, told his parents, and what his parents did, got a lawyer, paid $25,000 to get a retainer of a lawyer. Okay, that's what happened. That's what I believe. That's what happened. The parents knew and said nothing. And I just don't understand, as a parent themselves, that that another parent is trying to find their daughter, and you say nothing. You say nothing. You say that they have to talk to your lawyers and everything. And to me, that's wrong. I get it. As a parent, you have to protect your child. But my thing is, what's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. And for the mother to write a letter to her son, and she said to burn it, you sound unhinged and crazy. And to me, you sound guilty of all, including your husband. I believe the sister kind of knew, but she didn't know the whole full detail. But the parents definitely knew what happened to Gabby. And I want to read to you what the mother wrote on the letter, which was very disturbing, and she told her son to burn it. She said, okay, yeah. Brian mother said to burn after reading. You're my boy. Nothing can make me stop loving you. Nothing will or could even divide us, no matter what we do. If you're in jail, I will bake a cake with a file in it. If you need to dispose of a body, I will show up with a shovel and a garbage bags. Now, what kind of mother would say that? Unhinged. What kind of mother would say that to their own son, and tell your son to burn the letter after reading it? Disturbing. Okay, you would help your son to dispose a body, bring a shovel? Disgusting, despicable person I ever even never encountered. But it's just wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not a mother, but if I ever become a mom, you best believe, if my son or daughter admits to me that they commit a crime, I'm going to tell them they have to turn themselves in. because I did not raise you to take another person's life. You have no right to take another person's life. I don't care how upset you were. I don't care how the argument escalated. You walk away. Okay? You walk away. It's not your right to take someone else's life. God gives life, God takes life. That's God's decision, not your decision to take another person's life. And for that mother just to condone her son to take someone else's life, someone else's their child away from their parents, their siblings, their friends, that's unspeakable. That's unthinkable. Okay? And that's wrong. For me personally, I will turn my son and daughter in. Yes, I would. I love my children. If I had kids, I love them and there's nothing I would do for them, but I'm not going to cover their crime if they confess to me. They have to take accountability of their actions of what they did and make amends and apologize to the families too, as well. Because I didn't raise my children to be criminals. I didn't raise them to take another person's life. I will hope that they didn't do that either. They didn't raise their son, but apparently it seemed like they did because their son is unhinged, and then they didn't say anything. It's just wrong. Like they had questions and they will never know the answer to it because Brian's dead, and the parents are not saying anything until this day. They're not saying a word. In my opinion, they should be prosecuted because they knew, but they don't have evidence to back up their claim that they knew that their son told them. But I believe they knew, and I believe they should be a prosecutor. I think they should go to jail because they knew what happened and they said nothing. And it's just disgusting. And I believe in karma. I believe what goes around comes around, and we'll go back to Brian's parents because it's just wrong that just beautiful, innocent, vibrant girl who had her whole life ahead of her, that your son took her life for no apparent reason because he was unhinged and he was unmentally well. Okay, unmentally well in my opinion. And there was something cuckoo up there that just made him snap because she apparently she wanted to leave him because she was slowing him down and he didn't like that. So what he did is, if I can't have you, no one will, and I'm going to kill you. And that's exactly what happened. And then he told his parents, and his parents said nothing, nothing, not to Gabby's parents, no one, mute silence, which is totally wrong. And I'm just shocked that they haven't prosecute them, or I know the parents are doing a civil suit, rightfully so. They should because they knew and they said absolutely nothing. They cover their son's um, behavior and did nothing. Now, my condolences go to the parents of the Laundries because they lost a child as well because Brian took his own life. You know, he shot himself in the head, committed suicide because he felt guilty what he did, and then he wrote a notebook about how sorry he was that Gabby was in so much pain that he didn't want to see, and I'm just paraphrasing, that he didn't want to see her suffer. So basically, he took her life, which that was a lie because what the autopsy said about her death and what he wrote in the notebook, it was inconsistent. It was inconsistent. She died of strangulation. And in the notebook, he said that she drowned or she was in the water, and then he was trying to resuscitate her or whatever. I'm just paraphrasing, and then he had to end her life because he didn't want her to suffer anymore, and he couldn't live without her, and that's why he ended his life. No, he ended his life because he was guilty and he felt bad, he felt remorse, and he was a coward because he didn't want to confront Gabby's parents. Okay, he didn't want to confront Gabby's parents, and he didn't want to confront the world what he has done. So he's a coward on that part. Okay, a coward, and he took the easy way out. Point blank. Period. I don't care how many ways you slice and dice it. He took the easy way out. Now, with that being said, my condolences go to the parents of the Laundries because no parent should lose a child. I feel bad on that part. However, I don't feel bad what he did, and no one's not talking about him because he's irrelevant, because he doesn't really matter in my opinion. What matters is it's Gabby, because she's the victim behind all this. She went through domestic violence against this man, and I'm happy that the parents are doing a charity for preventions of domestic violence for young women, to talk about it more and see all the and notice all the red flags and the signs when you feel like or seeing that you being domestic violence against your boyfriend or girlfriend. Get out right away. Notice the red signs, the yelling, the screaming, the abuse, the manipulation. him is him trying to isolate yourself from your friends, from your family. If you notice all that stuff, walk away and leave immediately. Tell a friend, tell a parent, tell someone, and just let yourself know that it's not your fault. It's not you, it's him. Don't make him think that it's you the problem, that you're the issue. It's him that has the baggage and has the issues, not you. And don't make him feel like you're not worthy of yourself, because you are worthy of yourself. And let your family and your friends know what's going on. And don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed and shame, because that's what they want you to feel. They want you to feel embarrassed and shame that it's your fault. They try to isolate you so they can have you alone so you can just be with them. That is manipulation. That's not love. Because when someone's confident enough, they will love you and they will make you make your own decisions and do the things that make you happy, or the both of you happy, and not isolate yourself with your family and friends and just want them all to yourself. And that's what Brian was doing with Gabby. But it seemed like Gabby was a strong person and she had a good head on her shoulder because she has good family that raised her and they're from New York. But when you're young in love and you just find the best and the good in people. And that's what Gabby did, because it seemed like she was just such a loving person and she found the best in everyone, including Brian. And she loved him so much. She loved him so much that she stayed. But then I just feel like the more and more that she saw things about him, that she just didn't want to be around that negative energy and she just wanted to walk away. And that's why she reached out to her ex-boyfriend and told her ex-boyfriend that she's making a plan to leave him, but she can't figure out how to do it. So she had a plan to walk away and leave Brian, but she was just trying to figure out how to go about it. And sadly, it was too late, because he took her life. And her spirit lives on. Her charity that her parents are doing live on. This documentary and everything else. It's just sad that this young 22-year-old she's just gone. But however, her name, her legacy will still continue on by her parents and people that love her. And she's just an inspiration to a lot of young women out there who's going through domestic violence abuse. And it's very important to be aware, have awareness be in this, in regards to this, prevention, all that stuff. It's out there. And I just wanted to share with you guys that I really love this documentary. It's very important for young women to know about domestic violence and know the red flags and the signs and awareness and the prevention. Like I said, you definitely should check out the documentary. It's amazing. And yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad that it had to happen. I feel like if the police officers would have did more and asked more questions, even the mom even said that her daughter would still be here today. And I know they're doing a lot of laws to prevent that for the next time that happens. But it's super important to be aware of that, and especially with missing people out there in the world, because there's so many missing people. With Caucasians, Black African American, brown skinned people, a lot. I mean, we all have to come together and be aware, and take notice of every skin color that's missing around the world. And just my thing is just social media is a big platform. You know what I mean? Like, it should be out there when a Black woman is missing, a brown skinned woman, a Caucasian, Hispanic, Filipino, all different kind of race. They're all important, and they all should be aware and be known in a social media platform. Not only just Caucasians, because every missing people matters, no matter what. And I hope more people, or more, people be aware of that. And when they have a missing child or an adult of someone's child is missing, whatever skin color you are, just, put it out there on the news, put it in social media, like, you know, make it known to other people so people can help out and solve this case. Because you have many cases, like cold cases, that people have been missing for years, decades, and parents and family members have answers. They don't know. They think that there's hope that their child is still out there alive, and it's a cold case, and nothing been nothing has been resolved. So that's important, to be aware of that. And then, like I said, all missing cases matters, whether what skin tone you are, and people should be aware of that. And yeah, and that's all I have to say about that. Definitely check out the Netflix. It was amazing. It's called, Gabby Petito, the American Murder, Gabby Petito. Definitely check it out. It's amazing. And, we all need to be aware of, preventions and awareness of domestic violence. And if you see that with a friend, say something, give your friends advice, just don't turn a blind eye, and, encourage your friend to walk away, to seek help, because you just never know what the situation might escalate and might happen, because it could be their last. So it's super important just to be there, no judgment, do not judge them, and listen to them and then give them the best advice as possible, whether they want to hear it or not, but still just be there for them and support them and document everything. If there's any bruises or anything, you want to document, record, so there's some proof and evidence to back it up. That, God forbid, if something happens, then you have something there to give to law enforcement. That's all I have to say about that. Thank you so much for watching. That's it with Cheryl, and I will see you guys next time, and have a great week. Bye.